Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror and sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now today, I will be welcoming back my good friend, Miss Misery. You all know her. She's the fucking most awesome and sexy horror host from the Bay Area. Having her on the show today to talk about what we miss about UHF stations in the Bay Area playing classic movies. And she also wants to talk about some underrated horror movies that she will be playing on her show this October for Halloween. And I love having Raina on. She's so fucking awesome. Raina's her real name. And it's going to be fucking awesome. Also, I'd like to say happy birthday to my friend and frequent guest, Cynthia Levin. Happy birthday to you, darling. Love you. You're fucking awesome, too. So, here is my new interview with Miss Misery. Hey, Raina.
Hi.
What's up, darling?
Well, they might turn our power off tonight, so getting ready.
Oh, yeah, I heard. Oh, my God, I am not looking forward to that.
Me neither.
God.
What can you do?
I know. Well, if they do, I hope it'll be back on in the morning, you know.
Well, they're threatening 5 days, so we'll see.
Are you kidding me? 5 days?
That's what I heard.
Oh, my God. Oh, God.
I'm kidding. I wish it was just one night. That'd be fine. I guess it's sleep. But no, I can't go that long without editing or doing stuff on the computer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, my God. That's evil. Yeah.
Very.
I did something a little while ago I haven't done since high school. I blew a load in my jelly donut, and I ate it.
Why would you do that?
Oh my God, I heard...
Someone else into the building.
What?
Were you welcoming someone else into your building? Because I remember last time you were welcoming someone.
No. Back in high school, I was watching Alice Cooper's VH1 Behind the Music, and he made up the story that he used to masturbate into his jelly donuts, and I was like, I should try that, and I did, and I loved it.
Oh, well, there you go. You won't go hungry doing the podcast.
Yeah. Tommy's own custard-filled goodness.
Oh, my Lord. You better copyright that.
Yeah. I should do that, yes. Oh my God. So, you and I were very lucky enough to grow up in the last era of classic UHF stations in the Bay Area that played classic movies.
That's true. Is that true? Oh my God.
Yeah, because by the time we were out of high school, it was still there a little bit, but not like it was back in the 90s. You know?
It's like you forget something, and then when someone mentions it, you're kind of like, oh wow, wait a minute. I think you're right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like if you go to a convention,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, holy crap, I used to own that toy. I gotta own it again. You know what I mean? It's like that, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Pretty much. Yeah, and so we had, KBHK 44, Action 36, KICU Television, KTVU Channel 2, and Coffee 20. And I would stay up late on weekends or in the summertime, and I would watch Channel 2 or KBHK 44, and I'd see some fucking classics on there. I remember in the early to mid-90s, I'd watch Channel 2 late at night, and they would show the 80s New World movies late at night.
Oh, wow. When I was a little girl, and this was in the 90s, early 90s, like 91, 92, 93, like around there.
Yep.
And my dad used to wake me up every Saturday night to watch Monsters and Tales from the Dark Side. I can't remember what channel it was on. But he would wake me up, and we'd watch it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I discovered that later on the Sci-Fi Channel, so I couldn't tell you what channel it was on. But
Yeah, I can't remember, but yeah, you mean we lived through the times where cool shit was on late at night?
Yeah, Channel 2, they would show New World classics like Creepshow 2, Eat and Run, Under the Boardwalk, Children of the Corn. I missed that. And it would be on like right after Love Connection and episodes of Empty Nest and MASH.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
And you know what I missed too is waking up to really good Saturday morning cartoons like Tales from the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah.
And you know, they had the kids horror stuff on. Like they don't have even the cool X-Men cartoon series. And they don't have anything cool anymore, I think.
Yeah, oh my God. I'll get into the Saturday morning cartoon thing in a bit because I was thinking about this too recently. But I wanted to say, you know, I loved KBHK 44 out of all those stations. You know, before Paramount temporarily bought them and became UPN, they would show classic Paramount movies like Friday the 13th, The War of the Worlds, The Bad News Bears Go to Japan, and I'd watch those late at night in the summertime. They'd be on 2 a.m. to 4 a.m.
Wow.
I had my own personal TV guide, which, oh God, I looked forward to each month. I would see, which classics are going to be on that I haven't seen, and I would discover shit from that TV guide.
I must admit, I do miss TV Guide. They still TV Guide, don't they? But it's in like a magazine form now.
Yeah, well, right? Yeah. I mean,
I don't care for that. I want like the original old school TV Guide.
Well, they had two. They had you know the TV Guide as we know it, and then they had this other one. I can't remember what it was called. I actually had one that I saved for like many years. It's gone now, and that would actually give you an entire variety of what was on for the entire month, and I used to look forward to getting that in the mail each month.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, but yeah, oh my God, I miss
things like that. Don't you like cool stuff that used to go on that just faded away? You're like, God, I wish, you know?
Yeah.
I used to love the first month of the school because I would get the cool Scholastic book order forms, and I would pick out all my Goosebumps and horror books to order. I miss that.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It's so cool. I know what you mean. It's nothing, you know, as good like it used to be anymore. At least I feel like that a bit.
Yeah, I can remember being 4th, 5th grade, and during the month of October, KBHK 44 late at night would show Creepshow or The Shining or any Friday the 13th movie and stuff, and that was like, you know, that was it for me. I just looked forward to that. I lived for that, you know.
Right? Wow.
It's
nowadays instead of something like that, we wait for Netflix to come on.
Oh, fuck Netflix.
Like, oh, wow, Netflix. Now it's like that.
I mean, yeah, I watch Netflix, you know, occasionally, but, you know, I miss those old channels and stuff. And, you know, I mean, all the channels, all the stations in the Bay Area have become so corporate now, you know, Channel 2, Fox Network, Action 36 is also owned by the Fox Network. 44 is owned by somebody else now. I can't remember what, but it's corporate shit. And then Coffee 20, I mean, pretty much is the same, but even they have kind of a corporate mentality now, you know?
They do. Yeah, they do. I agree.
You know, because
it's really different.
It's funny, you know, I watched the old clips of Bob Wilkins and John Stanley on Channel 2 back in the day, you know, and I just love how, you know, how intimate and how contained it was back then to do a horror show live, and they would like read, you know, they would read on the air, you know, fan mail or like, you know, a viewer's birthday and stuff, and it's just like, you know, I mean, Vincent on his show doesn't do that because they pre-record, you know, now and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, but when I get my show, I plan on doing stuff like that, you know, even read fake fan letters and just for the sake of humor, you know?
Yeah.
I want to do all that stuff. We have Channel 2 up here, but it's all Bible shit because Reading's very conservative.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and our PBS stations are have Bible shit too. I mean, occasionally you'll see a classic movie late at night on there, but it's very rare. It's very different up there, very different up
Yeah.
here. Yeah, Channel 9 KQED. I used to see Little Shop of Horrors and Flash Gordon Conquers the Universe. All these, public domain films.
Yeah. That. Wow. You're bringing back memories. You know, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Well, I didn't even know that about writing. That's crazy.
yeah. Reading sucks over here.
Oh,
That's why I don't have anything going on, because it's just terrible over here. But and I had to come down here and help my mom pay the rent, unfortunately.
oh, okay. Yeah. Well, family comes. That not just you guys. It's everyone suffering.
Oh yeah,
So many, so many. It's horrible.
it is. Everyone's suffering. But yeah, so the Saturday morning cartoons. Okay, out of the three networks that had Saturday morning cartoons back in the day, ABC, CBS, NBC, which one do you personally think had the best cartoons?
Jesus, I don't even remember. Whatever showed the cool stuff. Well, actually, you know what? I must admit, I don't even know if one of them better than the other because I was that type of kid who would have to change it to watch a show on one channel and then check the times in the TV guide for the other cartoon for another channel.
Right.
Switch back and forth. You know what I mean? I can't really remember which one played the best stuff, but all I do remember is switching all the time. I just switch because Goosebumps was on this one, I switch because my Goosebumps was on another one, or this and that. And it was all about scheduling your Saturday mornings while you ate cereal.
Yeah. My so the list that I remember from each network when I was growing up from 86 to 90 when I was at my peak watching Saturday morning cartoons. ABC had The Real Ghostbusters, Pound Puppies, the Care Bears show, and the Bugs Bunny, what was it? The Bugs Bunny Roadrunner show, something like that. Yeah. NBC had Alvin and the Chipmunks, Kid Video, The Smurfs, the Karate Kid cartoon. What was that one? I can't remember the name of it. But then CBS had the Teen Wolf cartoon, Galaxy High.
Oh my god, Teen Wolf cartoon. I don't even remember.
Oh, I remember. It was bad, but it was entertaining. They had Pee Wee's Playhouse, which wasn't a cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
They had a bunch of stuff. CBS. They even had that Nintendo video game cartoon with that giant freaking plant that the what's his name from the Four Tops who did Audrey 2 and Little Shop of Horrors did the voice of. I can't remember.
Oh.
I can't remember the name of that cartoon. It was so bad, but it was so good.
Do you remember the California Raisins?
Of course.
There are people who don't know who the California Raisins are. It's like shocking, and they're like not even that young.
Yeah, I'm looking up that cartoon right now, but like I think personally NBC had the absolute best cartoons. I watched them so much and stuff. I thought ABC had the weakest, even though The Real Ghostbusters was the best.
Yeah, it was like I said, you have to switch the channels back and forth.
Yeah, so I think that they had the best, personally, of cartoons. NBC.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. Captain N and the Game Master.
Oh.
Yeah, that was on from 89 to 91. Wow, I didn't even realize it was on that long.
Wow.
I thought it maybe went off the air after like 6 weeks, because I know I stopped watching it after a couple episodes. That was a
You're like,
CBS.
done.
That was NBC. I thought it was a CBS show for some reason at first. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's old school.
Yeah. Yeah, so Saturday morning cartoons are just not the same anymore.
God, no. No, they're not. You have Paw Patrol. The worst part of the song is getting stuck in your head.
A song is stuck in your head?
It's like oh my God, I don't know how to describe it. So, a lot of the cartoons, like my kid is still stuck on the, like, Baby First channel.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd rather keep that on better than even the regular cartoons right now. But regular cartoons are morning, like Paw Patrol and another cartoon. The songs get stuck in your head so easily. It's like, then I'm up all night singing the damn song over and over again, trying to get some sleep.
Yeah.
Like that Baby Shark song.
I noticed lately, if I hear a song I haven't heard in years, I become obsessed with it and I want to hear it over and over again. And
yeah, if it's like a cool old school song, I totally agree.
yeah, in the last 24 hours, it's been Glenn Frey's "Smuggler's Blues."
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Check on that song.
it's that the song is basically a 4-minute promo for Miami Vice.
Yeah.
But he was a good lyricist, Glenn Frey. He could make words rhyme. I mean, he could tell a really good story in a song. I mean, it's sad that he's gone now.
Yeah, I know.
So you wanted to talk about underrated horror movies that you have coming up on your show?
Well, I've been putting together. Somebody had asked me for a website to put together a list of my top five underrated horror films, and so I was like, "What a great idea!" So I did a top 5 underrated horror films on Movie Massacre to show for the Halloween special. So people would be all like, "Hey, I feel like, hey, today this that." Because every year I notice a lot of my friends will watch the exact same stuff with me, and I understand that a lot of people have their routine.
Yeah.
Like October 1st, I have to watch The Worst Witch. It's like a tradition.
Love it. Yes.
Start off the month. You have to. But there's things that I feel like should be watched during the month of October too, and they don't show them on television. They show the same stuff every year. I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't even seen Silver Bullet yet on TV or anything like that.
Yeah.
You're showing them the same Stephen King films that they're watching. Let's show them. But it's like when they play. It's like when 107 The Bone plays Stairway to Heaven 80 times a day.
Yeah.
Like, so Led Zeppelin made other music. There's other songs. Same thing. There's other horror films to show. I just want to talk a little bit. I was wondering what underrated horror films you felt weren't on enough during the month of October too. I'm like interviewing you.
It's okay. I'll tell you, the last 2 years at Halloween time, I have been trying to find somebody from The Worst Witch to have on the podcast, and I have had no luck.
Damn.
Yes. A lot of those...
I tried not to swear, but then I remembered I was allowed to, right?
Yeah. Those girls that were in that movie, none of them acted again. A lot of them never acted again after that, and so it's very hard to find them, and you never know what their married name is.
Have you tried to get a hold of Fairuza Balk?
Haven't really thought of it, but she's horror royalty. I don't think I'd be able to get her on.
You never know. You should try anyway. You just never know. She might say yes.
Yeah.
I have to go through her people. I'm not sure if she's representation, but you should try just to try. You never know,
Yeah. I got some...
I mean, just go. Maybe we'll go for broke and you're going to go for it. You know what I mean? It's the worst case they can say is no. And they're like, all right, I tried.
That's true. Yeah, I should.
So you should go for it. Just to go for it. See what happens. You'd be surprised if, hey, you might end up having her on. That'd be awesome.
I've got so many good ones coming up. Oh oh my God,
Oh,
I just
great.
cannot believe it. Like people I've been trying to get for 2 years, you know.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. See, that's what I'm saying. You just never know. We put the bug in our ear about it. You never know in the future, though.
Yeah, and oh my God, there's people I'm reaching out to again that I've reached out to like last year and stuff. A good one today. I had Rebecca Rinehart on, and we were talking about Tourist Trap, Madman, and Motel Hell today. And when we were talking
Oh,
about Madman, I mentioned I reached out to what's her name in that Harriet Bass, and I reached out to her on Facebook last year, and I never got a response. And then I found out that she's got a website, and so I contacted her through that yesterday. So I'm hoping by the end of the week I'll get a response. If not, I'll send it again.
oh yeah. Sure. That's awesome. Try it. Teresa Dog would be awesome to have on. And The Worst Witch is one of my favorite movies of all time.
It's mine too. I'll tell you.
Love it.
I remember the night
Hey,
that
that never plays on TV. That's totally underrated.
for 15 years it played every Halloween on HBO.
No, did it?
Yeah, I can remember.
Okay, well, where was I?
Okay. Let me tell you. I remember the night that it aired on HBO.
Cool.
Okay, it was Sunday, October 26, 1986.
Oh, wow.
It was on early in the evening. I wish we had taped it, but we didn't. But it's okay because I saw it for the next 15 years on HBO all month long. But
Probably, yeah, because I saw it, my grandmother recorded it on a VHS tape off TV. That's probably how she got it then.
we taped it, yeah. But instead of taping that, my brother taped Yellow Submarine off of Channel 2 that night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I had that taped for a lot of years, and
Really?
it's gone now. Oh, it had classic.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
It had classic Channel 2 promos on there for like the Tonight Show anniversary shows and Magnum PI and stuff. I missed that tape.
Wow. Yeah, I used to miss, you know what I miss? I miss recording VHS off TV because I would wait and schedule the Halloween episodes and then
Yeah.
tape them all so I could watch them all. That's always fun. That was always fun. But, yeah, times have changed.
Yeah. So
No, like,
go ahead.
Like, I only have one Simpsons Treehouse of Horrors DVD with so many episodes in it, but they haven't released all of them on a disc. You know, all the Treehouse ones, the
Yeah.
Halloween ones. Like, when are they going to come out with that? That's what I'm talking about. Like, I know they marathon it, but it's like so busy or I miss, you know, and I can't record it on a VHS tape. So,
Yeah.
I wish they would come out with that. But yeah, I mean, Worst Witch is one that they should show. Mr. Boogedy.
Yep, Mr. Boogedy. I love Bride of Boogedy.
Bride of Boogedy, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, come on, Disney. Let's do this. You play Hocus Pocus like 80 times in 1 month.
I think there's like old VHSs of the Boogedy movies available on eBay, but that's about it.
I got mine from the Disney movie website. They had it on last year. What happened was someone on Facebook posted that they just got it in the mail on DVD.
Ah.
It was and I was like, where did you get this? Because I had a bootleg, of course, that didn't play as well. So then he said they're selling them right now on the Disney movie. I think, is it Disney Movie Channel website or anyway, it's where you sign up and get like 5 free Disney movies for $1, but then you have to buy 5 at regular price to cancel
Yeah.
subscription. So I was like, screw that, I'm getting Mr. Boogedy. That's how I signed up for it. So I don't know if they still sell them or not on the website, but that's how I got my copy. I right away was like, fine. But I love to just, it's really hard because I'm always busy filming and editing and writing. You know, I have a lot of stuff to do. And sometimes, if I'm lucky, during the month of October, I'll have time to go ahead and just relax and watch a bunch of movies. And that's why I like to spend a day watching the underrated movies that I can't really see on TV at all, that won't pop up. But I'm trying to think which other. Do you remember the Demi Moore Chevy Chase movie, Nothing But Trouble?
Of course.
Oh, yeah. And then Haunted Honeymoon with Gilda Radner.
I interviewed Jonathan Price's girlfriend in that, Eve Ferret.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah?
I,
Awesome.
I had her on almost a year and a half ago, going on 2. Oh my God! Guess what? She's an English woman.
Uh-huh.
She uses American accent in the movie, but she's an English woman. And oh my God, she is so funny. She had never done a podcast before, so she would give
Oh.
me these 5-minute answers, and after every time the story was over, she would say, "Okay, Tommy, you could ask me another question now."
Awesome. I gotta listen to that.
Yeah,
Listen to that.
yeah, she's
Oh my
cool.
God, that's awesome.
She's cool, and she's actually good friends with Barbie Wilde.
What?
Yeah.
That's awesome. You got some cool guests on your show.
God, Raina, I've been so fucking lucky with the people I've gotten. Like,
That's great.
when I go to conventions, like when I went to Soda Monster Palooza a couple weeks ago, right?
I love Palooza.
I sounded
Palooza.
I sounded like the biggest egomaniac when I said, "You are never going to find a guest list like mine, like on my podcast, ever."
Well, hey, you gotta say what you gotta say to sell yourself. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's not that you're being an ego. It's not that you're being egotistical. It's just that you're selling yourself to get that guest. I totally get it.
Yeah, but unfortunately, there's so many podcasters out there that every time I mentioned to someone I had a podcast, there was no response. Even when I gave them my business card, there was no response, and I was pretty upset about that. But it didn't discourage me. I felt really good that at least I got it out there and stuff. I mean, I'm finally getting rock musicians on now, and I was never able to do that before.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, I've had the guitarist for Quarter Flash on. I had what's his name on the other day? Oh, Dr. Fink from Prince of the Revolution.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, had him on.
Good people there.
I'm trying to I'm trying to get Mario Cipollina from Huey Lewis and the News on, and
Ooh, that'd be cool.
that's going to be a big one for me because I grew up listening to his brother's album. His brother was in Quicksilver Messenger Service, and they did that live album Happy Trails that had that 25-minute version of Bo Diddley's Who Do You Love on it.
Nice.
I got to talk to him about that. Yeah, so I've just been so damn lucky, and it just, I know I've got my share of haters. I hear from them, occasionally and stuff, but all the people in the
good.
all
Something right.
all the people I knew in the Bay Area who have distanced themselves from me. I know that every time I post something, big, a big interview with somebody, I know they're just fucking cringing. They're fucking spitting in their stew.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Just keep going. You ignore everyone else and just do your thing.
Yeah, I'm just loving it. But it's just, I'd like to hear, that they're proud of me because they knew me, way before this, and they know that this is exactly what I love,
Yeah, exactly.
I wish they would do that, but, there's some that have and some that won't, and whatever, But, so are there horror movies that you want to mention that you're going to show that you don't want to give, that you can give away, that you don't, keep a secret?
Well, my Halloween special will be coming in soon.
Mm-hmm.
And if they go to longstoryproductions.com, everyone can see the links to where to find where to watch my show, but I also have a Roku channel. I'm getting more and more messages every day from fans who want me to do YouTube all my stuff. Who can't get the channel? Who don't live in the areas or have, they have noticed a lot of people don't have cable or anything. They just use Netflix and stuff.
Yeah.
So they have to go online and watch my show on Roku and stuff. So a lot of people are asking for YouTube. So whether or not I do that, I'm not sure. YouTube's changed a lot. So they did take off half of my Halloween special a couple of years ago.
Oh.
For copyrighted music that wasn't even copyright. Like I had permission, but because I had permission, they didn't care. So it's a little difficult in a way for me to put my stuff on there, but we'll see. We'll see what times. I'm putting more and more interviews and stuff up anyway. But
That's
I
good.
am hosting Spider Baby for the Halloween special.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided to host Spider Baby about 5-6 days before Splat passed.
Mm-hmm.
So it was horrible to find out when he passed away. So I do a little for him in there. And so that was kind of hard. And what else? Yes, right now I'm finishing up the last 9 episodes of season 6, which is going to be like Last Woman on Earth, Last Man on Earth, The Lost World. I don't know if you ever seen The Lost World.
The 1925 Lost World?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it.
So hilarious. But, yeah, right now we have our usual segment. I'm going to be adding in a brand new segment, Ghost Stories. So I'll be telling ghost stories. I'll be adding that in. But Mr. Torture, my co-host, has not been on for season 6. He's actually going through chemo and radiation for cancer. So we are praying that he comes out of that okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to get Vatina Marcus from the 1960 version of The Lost World, and she was the green bitch on Lost in Space. Because she's going to be at the Hollywood show in November, and I was trying to get her on to like come and promote. She's in her 80s now, but she looks like she's 30 with all that Botox.
I haven't seen any photos of her.
Yeah, there's one on Facebook on her profile.
Oh, okay.
Have you?
Are you going to the Hollywood?
No, I want to next year at some point, but no, what I do is, I look at all the convention websites and what have you, and I was like, oh, I can get this person to come on and promote, and stuff like that. Yeah, I got Linda Day George coming on to promote her appearance.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you did some good guests. You did some good people.
Yeah.
How many episodes do you have now?
Right now, you're 579.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, especially.
That's crazy. That's cool.
When you're living up here and you have no life, that's all you do is podcast.
Well, hey, that's awesome. It's a great hobby. Something you're very passionate and that you love. So
yep.
You never know what it could lead into in the future too.
Yep, I'm gonna keep going. I mean, there was a point when I almost quit earlier this year, but then I just thought, you know what, I gotta keep going. Yeah,
you have to. It's a part of you. You can't just quit whenever you want to.
Yeah. Do you ever do Christmas shows?
I did host Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Oh God, Vincent plays that every year.
Yeah, that movie. Anyway, no, I haven't done a Christmas one since actually.
So
for some reason, I can never get the Christmas shows together.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, the Halloween ones come out great, and then they go for Christmas. I'm like, oh well, I don't know. It's so weird. But next year, we are planning some new stuff. We're probably going to do a big Christmas thing next year. I don't doubt it.
Yeah, because he shows that, and he shows Silent Night, Bloody Night, because that's in the public domain too.
Yeah.
Although I love Silent Night, Deadly Night the most. I'm trying to find Robert Brian Wilson to have him on, and I heard he's a very private person.
Yeah, some of these celebs are very private. It would be hard too.
Yeah.
But I really think you can get through the book, though, if you could.
I'll try to get Feruza. I'll try.
Good. Yeah.
Okay, so recap of what you're going to be showing again.
Oh, an array of great films that will keep you up late, like The Lost World, The Last Woman on Earth, Spider Baby. We're going to be shooting Last Man on Earth soon, too, actually. So, yeah, it's an array of those black and white old school B movies that are so awful yet awesome.
Oh, you know, it's another good Christmas one is To All a Good Night.
Oh, Christmas movies to watch this year. Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah. I found a few people, because I interviewed Jennifer Runyon a couple of times. I found a few people from To All a Good Night that I'm going to reach out to in November to come on in December, and I hope they don't mind talking about it because it was so long ago.
Did you see the trailer to the new Black Christmas movie?
No, I didn't even know that they were doing another one.
Doing it.
I should have Lynn Griffin back on in December for the 45th anniversary of the original.
The original is the best. So the original is the best, and then of course they remade it.
Right.
Did you see that one?
Yeah, I thought it was terrible.
I walked out of the theater on that one. I walked out of the theater on that one, and almost walked out of the theater again on the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. Mm-hmm. Oh my god. I did it because I wanted to finish it, but the Black Christmas was like, oh god. And now, of course, they remade it again, which I think by the time I'm 80 or 90, there might be like 25, 26 remakes of Black Christmas. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt, like, how many child's plays am I going to have on my shelf of remakes? I tell you, I'm not interested. I don't think I'm going to watch it. First off, when you remake a movie, you're never going to do justice to the original.
Yeah.
So, it's like, why remake it? But that's, no originality anymore in Hollywood, so.
No, but I've written some pretty good stories, and hopefully they'll get made, hopefully.
Cool. That would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That would be great.
So I got a great joke for you.
Uh-oh. All right, bring it on.
Everybody knows the old nursery rhyme. There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many kids she didn't know what to do. What did her right leg say to her left leg?
I don't know.
Nothing. They never met.
What? Oh my god. That's so funny. They never met. What are you, Tommy? Say that.
Oh my god! So I interviewed Susan Cosgrove from Dawn of the Dead. She was the crosshair zombie. Mm-hmm. When Ken Foree's looking through the barrel of the target gun. So I reached out to her. She initially had turned me down for an interview because she only had 5 minutes of stories about Dawn of the Dead, right? But she said she wanted to be a fan of my podcast. And I said, sure, but I have to let you know that I'm not politically incorrect. And she's like, oh, even better. I love politically incorrect humor. So 2 months went by, and then I messaged her and said, how about you tell me those 5 minutes of stories, and then I can tell you, how much I love the movie, and then I can end with telling you jokes. And she's like, perfect. And I told her that one, and oh my God, she completely lost it. She thought it was funny.
That's great.
Then, when I got to the third joke, she was like, okay, Tommy, that's enough now.
Oh my God. She's like, well, I'm done.
Yeah, but she liked me, though, so.
That's cool.
It was cool. Yeah, she told me about how busy she is. I asked her if she'd do a plug for the show, and she's really busy right now, but she said someday she will, though.
Okay, that's cool.
Some people I've reached out to for these plugs, they all said, you are such a nice guy, I can't roast you.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Kathy Podwell from Night of the Demons especially said that. But
Aww.
She said, she did the plug, but then she said, Tommy tells great jokes. He's a great guy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But the ones who gave in, oh God, they got some funny ones.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So you could all listen to them all month long.
Sweet.
Well, Rita, thank you so much for coming back on. I always love talking to you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, anytime.
Yes. And, let me know if you ever need, an entertaining guest.
Awesome. Yes, I will.
Yes, because I'll make the trip 4 hours away, and I will rock it for you.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. You have yourself a great night, hon.
You too.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, there you have it. Miss Misery. Ain't she a sweetheart? I'll tell you something. As everyone knows, I am anti-millennial, but those rare moments when I talk to a millennial or someone in my age group is exennials. I don't know what the fuck I am. I don't consider myself a millennial at all, or even an exennial because I feel like I'm from another time. I'm an old soul. But the point I'm trying to make is I love talking to people in my age group who are old souls like I am, and Raina is one of them, and I fucking love her. If you like this video, everyone, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, add me as a friend on Facebook, join my Tommy Kovac comedian page on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and all that fun stuff. Well, that's all time we have this week on Splat from the Past. Until next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying, there's no shame in living in the past, because the present sucks. Later, dudes!